Okay, a little update here on Secret Keep's development. My procedurally generated immersive sim thingy-mabobby. Okay, let's head up to one of these towers because the main thing I've been working on is the Crossbow Guard guys and how their crossbow bolts work, just sort of cleaning them up really, and also cleaning up how their voices work. Let's have a little look at what this fella's up to. Hello, friend. So you can hear them, and I apply a low pass filter if they're like on a different level of the tower. Ultimately, I need to do something more like proper. So you just shot me, I think. You could hit me in the head. Let's see if we can avoid an arrow. I went off the edge. So yeah, he's a pretty good shot. He can get me out the window there. That's pretty good. And if they're talking or mumbling or yelling at me, they should be clearly heard if they're on the same sort of level as me. And if they're up on a different level, I apply a low pass filter to make it much more muted. It doesn't. It's not really the way I should be doing it ultimately, but it's the way I used to be doing it in the previous project that I took these guys from.
All right, I hear you. Come out from the open wall. Who did I hear there? Between the eyes.
Now these guys need a lot of work on their AI. They're pretty simple. And these towers are still really just made up of completely random rooms put together and the stairs put in a random place. So some of the main things I want to work on next is a proper sort of algorithm for building towers and deciding which sort of rooms go where and where to put stairs, and making sure you don't have stairs above stairs that sort of block off the stairs below. Putting the stairs probably in a more logical place a lot of the time, like in the corners or something. They're a bit weird when they're just sort of in the middle of the floor. Partly because they're not properly modelled with like banisters and things, but and another thing I want to work on next is adding the sword, so it actually, like at the moment I can't swing it or anything, so bring that in, have a play around with that. I just want to have a play around with a bunch of stuff, so have it so I can shoot an arrow, probably with just a crossbow sort of a vibe where you hit the mouse button and it goes straight off and shoots. I've also got this sort of, fire dousing water arrow thing that would probably be worth putting in just to try it out. And I've got the torch. So I want to get them working better, at least with these basic blockout kind of funny AI test guys I've got going on. And the other main thing I want to do next is make it so that when I look for a building spot for a tower, I can have a more sort of complicated request system with some more sort of queries to do, where you can say like, make sure it's not overlapping an existing tower, which I don't currently check for. Make sure it doesn't go off the edge of the terrain, so that it's sort of illegally placed. And also like maybe check 10 different points in the area to see if it's fairly flat. So build on a fairly flat area, for example, which I don't need to do, but I think sometimes that would make more sense, and sometimes it maybe doesn't matter. And some other checks like that. Have a sort of a series of different queries or checks that I can do, depending on the purpose of the building or how big it is or what I'm placing. So that's another thing I want to do, just to make sure that's kind of pretty robust and good. Whereas at the moment it's got a few edge cases that do dumb things. I've also made just a general Trello task list for a sort of a sprint that I want to complete by Friday the 14th of January is sort of a date I've set for myself to do a sprint worth of work to come up with a new demo build to show some friends and stuff and see what they think and sort of show it off, and just to be able to I guess also just apply pressure to myself to get a bit more done and have a sort of a focus for what the results are I'm trying to achieve each sort of sprint. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that progress and got lots to do still coming up. So more news soon.